Welcome. Another edition of Instagram's podcast, Uncut. Jody Coleman in the building, man. How you feeling? Everybody out there in the sports world, there's been a lot going on. Got my man all the way from San Antonio, Texas in the building. What's going on, my guy?
I'm doing good, man. I know you're all over the place sports-wise right now. Your teams are making some big moves. This is going to be based on your teams today. This damn whole show is about the teams you support.
You know, the crazy thing is I'm not as upset as everybody would think I am about, of course, the deal that was made for Myles Garrett to the Rams, and we're going to definitely talk about that. It was some other news going on. Rob said, what's good, Soul on Sports. He said, what's good. My man King Minks in he said, damn, he said, AKA Lamb make me sick. But so how you feeling out there, man? How's the weather down there in Texas, man?
Bruh, 93 today. Yeah, so we already getting hot. I'm hoping for some more rain this week to cool things off a little bit. It's supposed to rain, I think, the rest of the week. So get some rain and it'll cool things off at least a couple of degrees. It's just hot as shit down here, man. But I would say I'm used to it. I've been down here damn near my whole life, but I still don't. Your body can't get used to this fucking heat every day. You can say what you want to say, but 80 degrees is perfect, and we hardly ever get that down here.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful weather up here, man.
What y'all got? What y'all working with up there?
We about high 70s, man. Right about this time, man. Nice brisk day out there, man. You can do some yard work. I'm out here. Listen, man. I'm on my old man shit, man. I'll be watering my flowers and shit. I'll be in my yard on some old man shit. But remember back in the day when we were kids and shit, and everybody be like, "Hey, man, why do old people sit on the porch and just be in silence?" And now I understand that shit equals fucking peace.
Yeah.
But my man King Mink said, what's good, my guys? Some real cool dudes right now. He said, Jody, a.k.a. Mr. Smooth, Cool, and Soul on Sports, real one. No doubt, my man King Mink's all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, man. I believe that's Kathy. That's Kathy with that. That's what that is, Kathy. Big shout out to Kathy.
What up, Kathy?
All the way out in California representing. But man, let's get right into it, man. Can we get right into it?
Let's do it, baby.
Because I'm gonna give a preview of we're gonna talk NFL, we're gonna talk NBA, and we're gonna talk about some tennis because Serena Williams is trying to make her comeback. So that's gonna be quite interesting. But the biggest news of the day, we got the Cleveland Browns. So my son called me. He said, Dad, did you see the deal? I'm like, what deal? He was like, Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams. I said, you got to be. I stopped my whole workout for like 15 minutes. It was standing just in the middle of the gym because I was in so disarray. But what did you think about this? So the Cleveland Browns trading former two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, just broke the sack record with 23 sacks last year, going over to the Rams for their first-round draft pick of 3 years ago, Jared Verse. First round pick for next year, a second round pick in 2028, and a third round pick in 2029. What do you think about that, so?
Hey, Jordan, here's another thing that we have so much in common. My son called me and broke the news to me too. I had no idea. He called me, Dad. I said, what's up, man? Myles Garrett got traded. I was like, what? I heard rumors he's gonna get traded, but I guess we've been talking about this for a couple of years now, about them trading Myles Garrett. They have so much respect for him in Cleveland. They figure we're not ready to win the Super Bowl yet. We might as well let this guy go somewhere else. If we can get some assets back for you. You got a younger defensive end in return, and you got some draft picks. They're not going to be high draft picks because the Rams are probably going to be pretty good. Every time you can gather draft picks, we're happy to package those and move up in the draft and even get better players. So I think it's kind of a win-win. Thinking about it, at first I thought it was just a first-round pick, but I didn't know about the second and third till later on in the day. So I like this trade for both teams because the Rams always have that mentality. Fuck those picks. They don't give a shit about no draft picks. They want to win Super Bowls now. And we got a team like that. They're definitely building for right now. They're not worried about tomorrow. They're worried about right now. And it's a win-win for both teams.
Well, this is what makes me scratch my head. First of all, I wish the best for Myles Garrett. I really do. He was a phenomenal Cleveland Brown. He's probably going to be the all-time leading sack guy in history for the Browns for quite some time. I don't know if anybody going to ever break his team record for how many sacks that he has. He's a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. No joke. He's probably going to headline whatever class he's in. He's probably going to headline that Hall of Fame class. I just think that we talked about this on the show, that one edge rusher is not going to get it done. We've seen it in the NFL. We've seen it with TJ Watt, who has never won a playoff game. We've seen it with Max Crosby, who has never won a playoff game. We've seen it with Micah Parsons. I think he got one playoff win. Myles Garrett, one playoff win. So when you're looking at top edge rushers, normally when you got a guy that was highly drafted into these organizations, they don't have much success at the quarterback position, it seemed like. And that's what's been the downfall. And I want to wish the best. I think he's going to play fantastic for the Browns because the Browns are going to be playing from ahead.
Yeah,
the Browns is always playing from behind. So he probably going to have, he can break the sack record again this year with a Rams uniform on because we know they're going to score a lot of points. But this is a crazy thing. So they said out of Cleveland camp that this deal had been done. They said this deal had been done. Like it just, I guess a couple weeks ago, but they couldn't finalize it till I guess June the 1st.
Yeah.
Donald said Browns being the Browns, and they wonder why nobody really looks at them as a real franchise. I don't care how much draft capital you get. They can all be a bust. I won't ever be a fan of trading the best player in the league on either side of the ball. Now, what Donald said, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, we won 8 games in 2 years with Myles Garrett on the roster. We won 8 games with him on the roster. We won one playoff game in his whole 8 or 9 years he's been in the league. We've been in the playoffs twice in 8 or 9 years he's been in the league. So hanging on, I think it's good for both parties because I think Myles Garrett deserves to go to a winning situation. And I think that Cleveland at some point has to rebuild at some point. Mm-hmm. And I think we got a new head coach in place. We look like we got some good players in place. We got to find out what we're going to do with this quarterback position. But, to sit up here and say not to trade Myles Garrett when you ain't doing much winning, it ain't like he's a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You could take Myles Garrett completely out the game. Now, I done seen in the playoffs when Cleveland played against the Houston Texans a few years ago, I didn't know Myles Garrett was on the field. I didn't know that. Like, he didn't make an impact. And like I said, I think he's fantastic. I wish he would have stayed a Brown. But if we're going to talk facts, we act like Jared Versus is slice shit. This dude is only 10 pressures behind Myles Garrett since he entered the league. Myles Garrett got 109 pressures. Jared Versus got 99 pressures. And he's only in his 3rd year. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He was Rookie of the Year. We act like this dude is just garbage. I ain't saying he's Myles Garrett, but so they act like we just got a bag of peanuts for him.
And football, we've talked about this, Jody, so many times. The defensive end cannot be your building block of your organization. You have to. He can be the finishing touch. It can be the last chess piece to get you over the top. But if you don't have that quarterback in place and everything else, like you said, Myles Garrett can have 7 sacks and y'all still lose because the offense is not scoring points. So I don't agree with what Donald said. I agree with a lot with Donald said, but this time I don't agree with him. That defensive player is different in football. If you don't have the offense to go with it, it's just like you said about the Steelers defensive end. You have all these defensive players and all these sacks, but at the end of the day, they're not winning no football games in the playoffs. So you gotta have both to go together in order to win in the NFL.
I want to make this clear for everybody. I've been saying trade Myles Garrett. Like, this is not something that's new. I said trading because we could have got more. Now, I think we could have got multiple first-round draft picks if you traded him before the draft. If they traded him before the draft, maybe that 13 pick would have came to Cleveland as well as the 27 pick. But I want to go back to something you said. So you said that the Rams are in win now mode. So why the fuck did you draft a quarterback at 13?
I don't know. They can't take that back. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. It is what it is at this point. I'm thinking, Jody, this is going to be your quarterback, Matthew Stafford's last season. I think if the Rams find a way to put this together, like it seemed like they're doing, the defensive players they went out, got in free agency, they beefed up their defensive end, of course, when they get Myles Garrett. They beefed up the secondary. The offense was already there. If Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl this year, I think he's going to walk away like John Elway did when he won his last game. And I think that guy that they drafted could be that next quarterback for the Rams.
This is why I'm gonna disagree with you, so because why extending you think he's gonna leave $55 million on the table? I don't think he's gonna leave no $55 million on the table. That's one. Two, do I think they're in win now mode? But just because you go get a Myles Garrett, just because you go get Trent McDuffie, just because you go do it doesn't guarantee you a Super Bowl. Now it's rumors.
No, it doesn't. Right.
It's rumors that Aaron Donald may come out of retirement. Now that could be a story. But I don't think the offense is going to be quite the same. You got to think Devontae Adams is going to be a year older. And he's already like 32. He'll be like 33. He battled a lot of injuries towards the end of the season. Puka Nacua up here biting motherfuckers. We don't even know if Puka Nacua is going to play the whole year. He got an appetite like Jeffrey Dahmer out in this bitch. So how do we even know the offense is going to be the same? Kyrie Irving is a guy that has a fumbling problem. Offensively, is he a good running back? Yeah, but we seen he put the ball on the ground in tight situations. So it's no guarantee that the Rams, just because they added these pieces, does it make them a favorite on paper? But this is not Madden, so this is the actual NFL. And we've seen teams like the Philadelphia Eagles beef up their lineup. We've seen teams beef up their team and still not win a championship. Talk to me.
We all know nothing's guaranteed, but we do know that they're making championship-worthy moves, and they've done this before. They've used this playbook a few years ago when they won the Super Bowl in LA last time, and this Super Bowl's in LA. So they're trying to run back the same playbook, run the same album back like they did a few years ago, and I think they can do it. I mean, if you're a bet man right now, Jody, who is the best team in the NFC?
I mean, I'm going with I would have went with the Rams before they got Myles Garrett, but you still got the Seattle Seahawks. Like, hold on, wait.
They lost a lot of players too.
I know, but they like, damn, ain't we the reigning champs? And Dallas making a lot of good moves. The Philadelphia Eagles, we'll get to them in a moment. But real quick, Dallas said, I'm not dating one player does it all. He said, they don't team, but what playing in Cleveland, a 15-year plan. By the time all the draft picks playing out, Shador's or Watson may have ran his course. Now it's time to restart again. Not necessarily. I mean, if Shador Sanders is the guy, Shador Sanders is relatively young. If he's the guy, these players that we drafted has to pan out in the next 5 years. Like, if they don't pan out in 5 years, then yeah, you got to do it over. But I mean, I don't give a damn how many times you got to restart. At some point in time, Cleveland has to be good. And then Kathy said this move would have happened a day before my birthday. What devastating birthday present. But guess what? Don't worry about it, Kathy. It ain't as bad as you think it is. And then Donald said, but yeah, I think the Rams are going all in to buy one like they did a couple years ago. And this is my thing. I get it. They went and franchised Jared Goff to get Matthew Stafford. They went and got Jalen Ramsey. They went and got Von Miller. They already had Aaron Donald. I think they went. Then they have Leonard Little.
Oh yeah, the DN, yeah.
Yeah, they had him too. But this is the thing. The Rams, with that 13th pick, if you were going all in, you could have had another receiver. And I think that's going to be the problem. Everybody thinks just because the offense was good this year, that the offense is going to be just as explosive next year. And like I said, Devontae Adams battle injury. They're going to have to develop another wide receiver. And if Puka Nacua can't play because he out here biting motherfuckers, what you going to do then?
Well, you got to look at this, Joey. The way they built this defense in the offseason, the offense don't have to be as dominant as it was last year. They can win games. Instead of scoring 30 points a game, maybe they can score 24 and still win football games because the defense, it looks like, on paper, is going to be much better than it was last year. And then let's not forget about their head coach, who is a dynamic play caller. He knows what the hell he's doing. He can make a shit sandwich taste good on offense. Seems like he's pretty good at that.
I mean, absolutely. It's absolutely. We understand absolutely that the Rams on paper are probably the favorite by far. I want to go look at the betting odds in Vegas. I'm pretty sure that they went over Seattle, they went over Buffalo, they went over the Ravens, whoever team that supposedly has an opportunity to win the Super Bowl, they probably definitely went over if they hadn't already been over there. Real quick, King Ming said it would be interesting season for the NFL. Never know what's going to happen, and plus Stafford has to be healthy. And I think Stafford has proven that he can be. He played down there every game last year where we didn't even know he was going to even play this year. And I think what the quarterback from Alabama, Ty Simpson, was an insurance policy. But we know even though he gets on the field, if he has to get on the field, that doesn't mean he's going to be good. Like we act like he get on the, like I think he is going to be good.
Yeah.
But we know any rookie quarterback is going to have a learning curve. I don't care who you are. But big shout out to Myles Garrett, man. I think this is good for him. I think he deserves to be on a winning organization, to be the favorite instead of always being on a Browns team where you're the best player. When your defensive end is your best player and you're expecting him to play almost every snap, it's not a good look. So
the only advice I have for Myles Garrett, I'm not going to give him any football advice, because believe me, he don't need to hear that from me. But now you're out in L.A., get you a driver, because he likes to speed and get speeding tickets. Hopefully out in L.A., he gets somebody he got enough money to drive him around that crazy city out there in La La Land. I will expect, hopefully he's not driving, because every time he gets behind the wheel, it's like he gets a speeding ticket.
Well, one thing I will say is the Browns are making football decisions. I'm not knocking Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett will be 31 before the season's over. And if you look at the average pass rusher, which he's not. He's not. He's one of the top 3 that ever did it. And I'll put him up there with Reggie White and Bruce Smith already. At the DN position, of course, you throw the Lawrence Taylors and the Derek Thomases of the world up there with him as well as a pure edge rusher. And he's damn good against the run. So he has really no weaknesses in his game. But Cleveland actually getting a younger Jared Verse in return, another first-round pick. We had a couple first-round picks this year. We bulked up our offensive line, so hopefully that can go back to being one of our strengths. We did really good at the running back position in the draft a year ago with Junkins. Like I said, only thing I think we really need to focus on is what we're going to do at the quarterback position, which is a big if, and it's been a big if since the Cleveland Browns came back into existence. Actually, this has been a big if since they traded Bernie Kosar and he went and played for the Dallas Cowboys. To be honest, we have not had a quarterback since then. And Baker came in, and we thought he was going to be the guy, and he had a couple good seasons. Like I said, Baker always going to hold a special place in my heart for what he did by beating the Steelers and making Ben Roethlisberger retire. And I will never forget Ben Roethlisberger. I'm sorry, sitting on the bench down there crying with his hand in his helmet. And but we'll see, man.
It's gonna be good stuff. I mean, like you said, I think they did right by him by trading him to a contender, and they got some players in draft picks in return. I mean, some people say the Browns had one of the best drafts this offseason too. So you never know. Those grades are one thing, but we'll see if those players pan out. But it seems like they're moving in the right direction.
We'll see. They got a new head coach. I think that was the first thing, getting a new head coach. But before we get to the second segment right here, we got our sponsor. We can't forget about our sponsor. We're talking about Michael Wright, attorney at law. If you got any wrongful deaths, personal injuries, anything with any legalities, you can get with Michael Wright. And I got the shirt on. I constantly wear the shirt. Call Mike at 937-222-7477. But anyway, let's get back to some of the. That wasn't the only news today.
No.
That was one of the things, and they said, and I answered that already. Yeah, Myles Garrett is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer without.
Yeah. Easily.
I think if he stopped playing right now, he would be a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to be honest, but that's not the only news. So this is news that we already knew was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen. AJ Brown has been the diva of all divas. I want to know, and I'll ask this question after I say what I say, but Eagles trade AJ Brown to the New England Patriots for a first-round pick in 2028, not next year, 2028, and a fifth-rounder next year in 2027. This is where I say the Eagles, once again, must be playing chess, not checkers, and understanding that they don't have enough money to get another rookie until 2028. Plus, they want to see if New England actually falls off. You see what I'm saying? I like what they did because right now, a lot of people are saying they can get back to the Super Bowl with the roster that they have. But so what did you feel when we knew this was coming? Pause. But what did you think about this when AJ Brown went over to the New England Patriots and played for his former head coach that he played for in Tennessee?
Yeah, no one's happier than Mike Vrabel because the news for him of late has not been good. So that now they can talk football instead of TMZ and all the other stuff that's going on with this guy. Like you said, it's been rumored for months since the season ended that he was going to end up with the New England Patriots. So no one's shocked this happened. There was rumors. I think the Eagles were trying to muster up some news for other teams to possibly go out there and get him. But I think we all knew at the end of the day he was going to be a New England Patriot. And that's one thing they were missing last year was another weapon on the offense. They got rid of one when they let go of your guy, Diggs, and they picked up A.J. Brown as an upgrade if he just goes and plays football. I'm not saying he should shut up and play football, but sometimes I think he needs to be more of a team guy like you were saying last year and get along with the team, and hopefully they can get New England back on top like they were last year.
Well, this is an interesting situation because he goes and plays for his coach, but he had more success with the Eagles than he did with the Titans. I'm just going to throw that out there. Jalen Hurts, if you're looking at quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Drake May are not too much different of a quarterback. I think Jalen Hurts is a better athlete. I think Jalen Hurts is still the better quarterback. It looks like he's played better in the clutch. It looks like he plays better in the postseason than Drake May. Drake May is still relatively young. We know that he got a great upside. He has a turnover problem, though. Let's keep it all the way real. If he was playing any other quarterback but C.J. Stroud, they would have lost that game. If he would have played any quarterback that could have kept both hands on the ball, they would have been okay. But this is my thing with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a phenomenal receiver. I think he's a top 5 talent in the NFL as of right now. But the thing about it is, you still could have been a top 5 talent if you would have kept your mouth shut. Now, if you're vocal against the principalities of the NFL or the injustice of the NFL and you're quiet, so I'm okay with that. You're not quiet and you're speaking out against that, against, how players are being treated, even political things like our guy Carter over at the New York Giants and Jackson Dart. That's in a whole nother segment. I'm okay with that. But talking about your own players and your own quarterback, I'm not okay with. That's the situation you need to shut the fuck up. And the crazy thing is Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown was supposed to be really good friends. That's how he even got over with the Eagles. And you treated him like shit. And it reminds me, I was watching New Jack City on Tubi. Mm-hmm. And I saw the scenario the scene when your boy G Money went up to Nino and was like, "You embarrassed me, man."
You didn't do this shit by yourself.
I feel like A.J. Brown was embarrassing Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
and that you was embarrassing him. So my thing is going there. I think it's gonna work out because he's still a phenomenal receiver. Let's see in his first couple years if he can shut his mouth. I think if he shuts his mouth and plays, he's back up there with the C.D. Lambs of the world. Not as good as Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, but he's right there, right at the outside of 5, man. So I got A.J. Brown being and doing very well, but I got a question for you. Give me just a second. Key Meek said, question, do you guys feel since now is June 1st, NFL is going to have some good major players getting cut or maybe even traded? We're seeing it right now. I think a lot of them was waiting for this. Mm-hmm. There's going to be more to come. Oh, man. Lemieux died.
Who?
Lemieux. Is that the one from Pittsburgh? Claude?
Mario Lemieux?
No, that's Claude Lemieux. That's not Mario Lemieux. I'm sorry. Claude Lemieux died. So,
hey, you know what? Who passed away? Rick Alleman passed away too, Jody.
Did he?
Yeah, he passed away. I think he was 79. I think there was something. I saw that today.
Man, hey, our thoughts and prayers from Against the Grain Sports go to both families. In my city, man, it's been a lot of death in my city, man. Like one of our major players in the city died, man. My boy Bruce. He's king of promotion, man. He was a party promoter, man. And he was murdered Sunday. Big shout out to Bruce, man. Long live the king, man. That was my guy, man. They came out for him. They had a little memorial for him already yesterday, and the whole city came out for him, man. So, man, shout out to the families there. Yeah. Kathy said a hockey player won 4 Stanley Cups. Donald said, did he say anything personal about hers? Just because we friends don't mean I can't feel like your ass as in sports. So I'm gonna get to my question, but I'm gonna let you answer that. Donald is asking, so if he don't say anything personal, it's okay to blast your teammate in the media?
No, it's not okay. Just like we talk about on this show, Jody. If me and you have an issue, we're not gonna talk about it on the show, especially personal shit. We're offline, off the show, we'll talk about it. He was out of pocket to talk about his teammate / friend like that to the media. He was out of pocket for that. I don't give a damn what you say.
I don't agree with that. I mean, I agree with you. I don't agree with him what AJ Brown did. Like, okay, you threw subtle shots at Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But you threw major shots at Hurst. You know the offense ran better when Saquon Barkley was running the football. And you basically was saying, take the ball out of Saquon Barkley's hand and put it in their minds. How many times did you drop the ball against the 49ers? How many times did you drop the ball?
I saw at least 3 drop passes in that football game.
And how many passes did he drop during the season? How many times did he have good games and the Eagles lost? How many times did he have bad games and the Eagles won? So it's like, it's cool that you talk shit about somebody, but if somebody says something about you, you got a problem. So this leads me up to the question I'm about to ask. Who was more of a diva? AJ Brown or Terrell Owens?
Well, Terrell Owens did call his quarterback gay. I don't know.
Crazy work. That's crazy.
That was why I was probably say T.O. He's the godfather of this bullshit. He started all this diva shit with wide receivers. Man, the sit-ups in the driveway. I'm going T.O.
You going T.O.? I mean, yeah, T.O. It's going to be hard to pass T.O. I mean, his name was not T.O. It wasn't Terrell Owens. It was Team Obliviator. That's what the T.O. stood for. But no, this is my thing. Like, I agree. I believe it was Terrell Owens. But A.J. Brown, y'all won the Super Bowl, though, bruh.
Yeah.
Now, it'd be different if y'all was losing games and you wasn't getting the ball. Then I can understand why you coming out being very vocal. You're like, hey, man, I was open. How many times weren't you open? Were you mad that Jalen Hurts was getting more attention? You are, and then on top of that, so you already got your deal. You're already a top 8 in money. You're already top 8 in money. So
yeah.
So if you're already top 8 in money, you already won a Super Bowl. Don't you want to win another Super Bowl? I don't understand that, man.
I think another was issue, man. The turnover they had with offensive coordinators. Every year they were breaking in a new offensive coordinator, and the offense was changing. They were trying to get back to the Super Bowl offense, and they just never could get back to that. I think the frustration of that really boiled over, and they don't know who's really running the damn team because the head coach, he's just as crazy as AJ Brown is. So who's really running the organization? I don't know. I guess the GM is, but he's down on the sidelines. Remember, AJ Brown, the head coach, almost got into it last year. So
that's true.
Running the media, so we'll see.
But we got an Eagles fan. We got my man Eagles Philly in the building. He said, "I'm happy that AJ Brown is going. Like you ain't want to be there. Just push for a trade when the Eagles was 4 wins and 4-0 losses. Plus, it was something personal between him and the quarterback. That's why they did not invite him to his wedding. Good evening, good brother. Keep doing.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Keep doing our thing. Stay blessed. Appreciate my man Eagles Philly all the way from Philadelphia, PA. Kathy said he definitely is out of pocket. Be a man, take it behind the scenes and talk like men. Donald said it goes back to what I said. Only when it matters. If you're doing well, winning players don't really care about winning if it's not because of them. Very true, Donald. Now that I do agree with my nephew on that one. My man Richard Novell in the building. He said T.O. definitely wins that one between AJ Brown and Terrell Owens. I think if the saga would have kept continuing, then I think that AJ would have caught up with Terrell Owens. But Terrell Owens, like I said, he's the godfather. This is so.
Oh yeah.
He blasted Donovan McNabb, not just about his play, but his personal life. Then he beats up. You forgot he beat up Hugh Douglas. Remember he beat up Hugh Douglas?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he beat up Hugh Douglas in the locker room, so people were scared of him. I don't know, man. T.O., they could have really been something special. Philadelphia could have won Super Bowl a long time ago if him and Donovan McNabb could have got along, because that season, because people forget they played 12 games that first season because remember he broke his leg, then he came back for the Super Bowl. And then the next season, I think he only played like 4 to 6 games that year. So you really only got one season with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens. And the 12 games you got the first season was like one of the best seasons we ever seen of 12 games. And I remember they was just beating everybody, man. So I would love to see if Terrell Owens would have played longer with the Eagles, what that would have meant. But let's talk about the Eagles now that they don't have A.J. Brown on the roster. So what do they go from here? They got the rookie, Malachi Lemon. Everybody's high on him. And what do you think about Devontae Smith being the number 1 right now?
I don't know, Jody. Since they have another offensive coordinator they're breaking it, I don't know how this guy's going to run their team. Is he going to be run heavy? Are they going to still do the tush push? They need to get back Saquon Barkley rolling, because last year Saquon looked like a shell of himself last year. I think he only averaged about less than 4 yards a carry. He had a terrible season for Saquon Barkley, considering the year before that he had 2,000 plus yards. Seemed like he had all of that in the NFC Championship game against my Commanders. But that's a story for another day. It depends on how they run the offense. I mean, you do not have to have a superstar wide receiver to win the Super Bowl. That's been proven over and over again. So hopefully they can stabilize things. Everybody don't have to walk around on eggshells wondering if A.J. Brown and people in the organization get along. Now, hopefully they can get back to the team assets. I don't want this to happen because me being a Commanders fan, but if you're an Eagles fan, you probably think this is going to be good for everyone now that A.J. Brown, the boogeyman, is gone, and now everybody can relax and get back to hopefully just gelling and playing football.
I think they're going to be fine at the receiver position because they brought a lot of guys in, and I think Malachi Lemon, who can go into the slot. I think Devontae Smith, who if you go back and look at his numbers, this guy has been a 1,000-yard receiver, I think 3 out of 4 years, the last 4 years. So, I mean, the guy can really stretch the field. He's a speed burner. He can be a possession receiver. He has really good hands. You don't see a lot of drop passing when it comes to Devontae Smith. He's still relatively very young. He's under 28. So you still got something going with Devontae Smith. And then I think the kid Malachi Lemon coming in, playing in the slot position, being that Wes Welker for Jalen Hurts. So maybe Jalen Hurts for completion percentage can go back up. His accuracy will go back up because now he has a safety blanket because we don't know what they're going to do with Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert is a guy at the tight end position that is up in the air for them. I don't know if he's going to come back this year. It looked like he will come back, but we don't know. He hasn't been the same guy since they won the Super Bowl. So I'm really interested in seeing, like you said, new offensive coordinator. Do Saquon Barkley get the bulk of the carries again? Do you put Saquon Barkley in the passing game? That's where he's very effective at in the passing game. They didn't do that really at all last year. So we'll see, man. The offensive coordinator got a lot of weapons, a lot of toys to play with. Let's see if it pans out for the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jalen Hurts can get back to playing some good football so people can quit saying he ass, because I don't think Jalen Hurts is ass. I mean, to have a Super Bowl over guys like Josh Allen, who hasn't won one, and Joe Burrow. And I'm going to say this about Joe Burrow. We was at the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
You know I was messing with Ray at the barbershop.
Yeah.
Do you know that Joe Burrow has the most interceptions of 80 yards returned on him? He got 3 pick sixes, 1 for 99 yards against Cleveland. Wow. And that was Denzel Ward. He got another one for 97 yards against Cleveland, which was Bush last year. And he got 1 for 84 yards last year against the Baltimore Ravens. No other quarterback in NFL history has more 3 pick sixes of 84 yards or more in history.
Well, he's in the record books, baby. You want to be in the record book, he's in there now.
But it's crazy. Nobody wants to talk about that because we want to talk about how great he is. But when I say that, oh, Jody, you've been a hater. No, he got 3 pick sixes of 84 yards. He got 84-yard, 97-yard, and a 99-yard return on him at quarterback. That's you throwing the ball. That's you. And on every time he did it, it was no pressure on him. There was no pressure. So, anywho, Kathy said you need an offensive line and a decent quarterback and receiver that can catch the ball, got down ball, and a good defensive line. So we'll see how this pans out. So we'll definitely see how this pans out with Philadelphia Eagles. But they always seem to get it right.
Well, they're going to start 0-1. I do know that. They play us week 1. So we will go in there and clip those Eagles in week 1. They can win after that, but week 1, they're going down.
Why the hell are you always counting victories that you don't have yet? You think that the Texas Longhorns, whose only thing y'all going to win is free tickets to the Ohio State celebration after the game. Y'all can have free tickets to Ohio State celebrating on y'all field.
Y'all are not rolling up in the state capital of Texas. The Buckeyes are not going to come down here and win that football game. Revenge is on our. You remember the James Brown song, The Big Payback?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be playing that coming on the field and get ready to whoop some Buckeye ass in September. That's like the day before my birthday. There's no way fuck y'all can win that game.
And then you're gonna be crying somewhere again in this year. Hey.
No, Joe, you know me. If they lose, I'm gonna say fire goddamn Sark again. You know I'm gonna say that.
You're gonna say Manny ain't it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be saying all that shit.
Y'all wasted money on Kim Coleman. He didn't do nothing. Hey, but once again, our sponsor, Michael Wright, attorney at law, man, wrongful death, personal injuries, anything with legal anything legal troubles, call Mike at 937-222-7477. That is our sponsor, Michael Wright. But real quick, man, we still got a little NFL news, man, going on right here. As soon as they let me bring this on, it won't let me click on anything right now. I don't know why, but you know how this system does, man. The internet does what it wants. But stay there. So here we go. Oh, here we. Do I got it yet?
Yeah, there it is.
There you go. And it went back out. So that's the question. So right there. As soon as it showed it. So the New York Giants looked like they were busy while everybody else was doing their thing. We got an opportunity to see one of the greats in New York Giant history put on a New York Giant uniform again. His name is Odell Beckham. They went and signed Odell Beckham, who has not played football since playing with the Miami Dolphins, I think 2 years ago. And they also signed wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster, who also has a Super Bowl under his rep. So you bring two guys that have Super Bowl championships into an organization that don't have many players on the roster that have championships. What do you think about these two signing these two wide receivers to help Jackson Dart out?
Well, I think they did it out of desperation, Joey, because Malik Neighbors does not look healthy, bro. They were saying they don't know if he's going to be back in September. Yeah, I think he had to get another scope on that knee. I mean, you bring it. Remember last time we saw Odell Beckham? That catch he made against Monday night against the Cowboys was a long time ago. Last time we saw him, he was with the Dolphins. He wasn't getting no reps. And JuJu Smith is like the modern day Hines Ward. He's a great blocker, but he's not going to do much for you down the field. They're veteran wide receiver. They can bring that to the team. But production-wise, I don't see what you're going to get out of these guys.
Very true. Philly said the Philadelphia Eagles will not start on one against the bomb behind Commanders. We are now. He said, "No,
whoa."
He said, "We not worried about y'all. Y'all at least we worry about about this division. We own it." He said they own the division, so he owned the NFC East. Kathy said, she said I already read that one. I don't know what's going on with it. So Kathy said, "No, we are going to eat all those roasted Buckeyes." And Dallas is going to be wearing black eyes. And then Philly said the Philadelphia Eagles not start this. I already said that. So this is my thing with these guys. People don't realize the last time that Odell Beckham had 1,000 yards, he was wearing the Cleveland Brown uniform. I think that was 2018.
A long time ago, bro.
We're talking about 8 years ago between 1,000-yard performances. Of course, we seen he was on his way to be the MVP of the Super Bowl before he got hurt. He had 3 catches, 55 yards, and I think he had a touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
And he got hurt. But JuJu Smith-Schuster is a guy that had one breakout year in 2000. I think it was 16. And he was playing alongside Antonio Brown, where he had over 1,500 yards, 100 catches. But he was named the team's offensive player of the year, and Antonio Brown went bananas. And that was the beginning of the end for Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. They had a dynamic duo. Both of the guys caught for over 1,500 yards in one season. That's one of the most prolific offensive performances out of 2 receivers in one season, JuJu Smith-Schuster and Antonio Brown. Odell Beckham, like I said, he's been plagued with some off-the-field things going on. He got some PED charges that he had to face. He had a nice little decent season with the Ravens before going over to the Miami Dolphins, which was the last time we seen him play. I don't know, man. He's not really that old. He's not relatively that. I think he's like going to be like 33, 34. JuJu Smith, I think they're about the same age. I think they came out because JuJu came out of USC, and of course Odell came out of LSU. But what do you think both of these guys will be on the roster week 1?
It depends on the health of Malik Neighbors. If Malik Neighbors get back healthy, they might keep him around, Jody, because, you're going to have some veterans because they got a bunch of young wide receivers on that roster. Because they lost, I think they lost one of their wide receivers in the offseason, too.
Robertson went to the Titans.
Yeah, so they're going to need some veteran leadership there. Hopefully, Odell doesn't trick these guys and get into the hot tub. I hope that doesn't go down in New York City, making some man soup in the hot tub. Hopefully that doesn't happen because, he likes doing that. And if they do, JuJu going to make a TikTok about it. But you got to have some veteran leadership, and these guys do add that to their roster. So they might keep him around just for that.
I think the Odell thing is about nostalgia. I mean, he had some great years with the New York Giants. I just hope he don't decide to have a woman come and use the bathroom on him. I don't know what makes you like some shit like that, and no pun intended when I say shit. But yeah, I think that I don't know how much football neither one of these guys got left in them, because you got JuJu Smith-Schuster that last time he played was with the Kansas City Chiefs, and you played with the greatest quarterback on earth, and you still couldn't get it going. So what makes you think that you're gonna come over to the New York Giants and all of a sudden get it going with a second-year quarterback in Jackson Dart? I don't think, to be honest with you, so I don't think either one of these guys are going to be on the roster week 1. I think both these guys will get released. I really do. I think both of them going to get released. I'm going to be honest with you. I
think that depends on who else is on their roster. I don't think they have many receivers. I think they might have to keep them around just to have some warm bodies to go out there and catch passes from the quarterback.
I can see JuJu Smith-Schuster being on the roster before Odell Beckham making the final roster. I think it's going to be fun to see Odell Beckham in a Giants uniform in preseason. But if you're a veteran like Odell Beckham is, you're not supposed to be playing in preseason. And you need to play in preseason to prove that you can still play. So I don't think Odell Beckham makes and I'm going to go ahead and say it on against you. I don't think he makes the final roster cut when it comes week 1. I don't think he's going to be on the roster.
I think he'll make it because I don't think they have a lot of help at the wide receiver position. Like I said, Malik Neighbors being hurt probably helps his case of making this team. I don't know if he's gonna go back to the blonde mohawk thing he was doing. But I think he'll make it just because of that.
I don't think so. I think JuJu makes it because he actually has been playing football the last few years. He hasn't sat out. Odell has been out the league for at least a year and a half.
Yeah, I agree. And he didn't look good last time we saw him.
But he was playing for the Dolphins, though. Let's keep that in perspective. No,
yeah, they thought, he's gonna be the third guy, and then Kamara, that's when they had
Waddle and Hill.
Yeah, but that didn't work out.
Not at all. It worked out for the time that it worked out for, but I mean, so the New York Giants were not done. And then in this scenario right here, the former Giant quarterback Russell Wilson is set to lead the NFL for a CBS job, but he didn't say he was retiring. He said he was leaving. So he's leaving the door open, kind of like Phillip Rivers, to come back if a team needs a quarterback. What do you think about Russell Wilson, who I think still got a little bit of football left in him? I don't think the NFL think he does, and going into the booth with the CBS crew.
I don't know, Jody. Does Russell have a lot of personality for TV? I mean, neither does some of these guys they have calling these games. Now, he's only going to be in the studio. He's not going to be in the booth calling games. I guess he has a little bit more pizzazz to what CBS got out there right now. They don't really have much. I don't watch these pregame shows anymore. I don't know about you, Jody.
We be on here. How we gonna watch?
Yeah, it's not only that, bro. Like I said, we're doing our own show and barbecuing before the game. I ain't got time to be watching Fox and CBS. Good job for him. I think he might be okay with it. He'll play the role. But quarterbacking, I think he had a great career, and I think it's time for him to hang that up and move on to the next part of his life. And I think he'll do a good job with CBS.
I think him going into the booth, I'm really interested in to see, because I rarely see Russell Wilson talk. And then you got to think, when you talk to his former Seattle Seahawks players, they don't like him. They don't like him. He mustn't have a great personality within the locker room. A lot of those guys, Richard Sherman has spoke up out against him. Earl Thomas, those guys that was with the Legion of Boom, they did not like Russell Wilson. They said he was a complete diva. I think maybe he got some personality by marrying Sierra. Maybe that's what gave him a little personality. But do we know the game? Of course he does. He's I don't know if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I don't know, man. Going into the booth, CBS, sometimes I think that some of these former players get an edge on getting into these booths. And let's see if he can break the game down. Like, do they have any interview process, or just you a former player, we're gonna put you in the booth? Like, how do they do that?
Who was that? They put Jason Witten on Monday Night Football, and he was fucking terrible. Like I said, I think they're just giving these guys jobs because of their name. Now, Russell, I don't think Russell's gonna be calling games. I think he's gonna be like the halftime pregame thing. I don't know if he's gonna be called actually in the booth calling games. Did I hear that right?
I think so. I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm just saying, even if you're in the booth, I'm still kind of up in the air. So it's like, okay, they put a lot of former players on there, and then they say, hey, you're a former player, you can call it, you can break the game down. You know, it's a lot of guys that's good at football that don't even know football. I know a lot of guys that was in the NFL or in the NBA, and they don't even like the sport that they play. Like Barry Sanders act like he doesn't want nothing to do with football. Like seriously, Barry Sanders, he don't want shit to do with football. Like I played it, I was good as fuck at it, but that's about where it ends at for me. And it's just like they just pick people. And I'm like, what did y'all do with y'all money where y'all want to get in the booth so quickly? I understand guys like Ryan Clark who didn't have major deals or maybe like a Fred Taylor. But when I look at guys like a Matt Ryan that signed, he was a quarterback, signed a lot of money throughout his career. Tom Brady signed Tony Romo. These guys made a lot of money through their career. Why do you think that these guys go to the booth? Russell Wilson made a lot of money in his career. Why do you think these guys go to the booth when it's not about the money?
Well, it is, because look how much money Tom Brady got. So if Russell's actually good at this, he can make more money playing calling games and actually getting hit and throwing interceptions. So yeah, I mean, there's so much money in it right now. He'd be crazy at least not to give it a shot. I mean, it seems like you're a former quarterback, they're gonna give you a chance in the booth. Now, who I want is here in the booth and at halftime, that will be, my guy, famous Jameis. That's who I think is going to be great that when he finally does stop playing football. But I can see Jameis being a backup quarterback for the next 5 years because he's such a great locker room guy. He's the opposite of A.J. Brown. I can see him being in someone's locker room for the next 4 to 5 years. Not even playing much, but over there rallying the squad and doing his thing. But I think he would be great at it.
You know what's crazy about Jameis Winston? It's a show on Tubi. He's on there with Rob Gronkowski. They're talking about soccer. They call it the other football. I seen him on Netflix when they had the baseball game. Remember they had the Giants, the San Francisco Giants that played the New York Yankees, and he was in the crowd calling the game, and he was in the crowd with a wrestler, one of the top wrestlers. So I'm like, Jameis Winston is well versed when it comes to that. King Mink said Tom Brady got that money, but Greg Olsen is way better. I think. I agree. Greg Olsen is really good, but Troy Aikman's really good. Aikman's really good.
He's gotten really good over the years.
So I mean, I'm not saying these guys shouldn't get the job, but it's almost like, okay, if I stop playing football where I'm making $45 million a year, I can go to another job where it's other guys out there, like I said, that maybe some of these NFL guys that don't make as much money as them. They don't get those opportunities to get to extend their careers at like quarterbacks. But I mean, it is what it is. We wish Russell Wilson the best of luck. But do you think that the NFL, some teams will be calling if some quarterbacks get hurt? Do you think that some teams will try to pry him out the booth to get him back on the team if you lost a quarterback?
I don't think so. His last 2 stops have not been very good. So I think unless the team gets very desperate, I don't think anybody's going to be calling Russell. But you never know. I mean, they called back your guy, Phillip Rivers, so anything's possible, I guess. But I don't really see that moving forward. I think that's him.
I can see a team calling because the reason why the Indianapolis coach probably didn't go after Russell Wilson because he was with the Giants. Now he can go to any team that he wants to go to. I can see a team calling Russell Wilson back because you could say that he had bad years the last 2 years, but in the last 2 years he had 2 games over 400 yards passing. He had a 400-yard passing game against the Bengals when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a 400-yard game against the Dallas Cowboys when he was with the Giants. So we know that if he comes back and plays 2 to 3 games, Russell Wilson can still win you 2 out of 3 of those games. So I don't see why, he's already in shape. He's only about 35, 36 years old. So when you're that old, you're still kind of in your prime. And we got to think, Russell Wilson never really suffered any significant injuries that kept him out at any extensive amount of time. So I think if a team is like you said, if you go down, I don't think the Indianapolis coach would have called Phillip Rivers if he was in the booth last year. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Russell might still want to play football. Like you said, maybe that's why he didn't actually say I'm retiring from football, which that don't really mean nothing. He can say that and still change his mind. Too Short said he's gonna stop making CDs. He's still making music. So just because you say something, don't mean you have to stand on that. So if he gets a call, if his heart's still in it, maybe he could go back and play for a team if it's the right situation. I wouldn't just go anywhere just to be playing. I'm like, do y'all have an offensive line? Or y'all have weapons? Nah, I don't want to go there.
He would definitely be a relief pitcher. I could see him going to Arizona. I thought that's where he could have went because Jacoby Brissett is you tripping, nigga. Who the fuck? Why? I
would know what, Jody? I would tell him to kick rocks.
Listen, who the fuck?
I would start over again.
Jacoby Brissett, bro. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Kathy said some football players can break down the film. Some can tell you how the play went wrong. Donald said maybe he hates it at home, and his marriage is for the image to be accepted by the culture, like Clay and Megan Thee Stallion, in his opinion. And then King Ming said, I think that Russell is done. And he said, is Russell a Hall of Famer? Yes, Russell is a Hall of Famer. Not first ballot, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer. If he would have had more years towards the end of his career when he went to Denver and Pittsburgh, if he could have continued playing at the level he was in Seattle, I think he would have easily been a first ballot. But you got to let Russell in with the 1 Super Bowl going to 2. His interception to touchdown ratio is like a 3-1. That's one of the highest interception to touchdown ratios in NFL history. He won a lot of games. I think he's Hall of Fame. What do you think? What do you think, so?
I think he's going to struggle to get into the Hall. I'm not saying the right situation, the right time. When, not saying that he don't deserve it. I think he's going to struggle to make the Hall. I could be wrong, but he might get in. But it ain't going to be right away, like you were saying.
Yeah, he'll get in. I think he's going to have to wait like Eli's waiting.
Yeah,
because Eli is not getting in next year either. Because I think next year, Ben Roethlisberger's Roethlisberger. I think he has an opportunity to get in.
Well, Eli don't have the best of numbers either.
Well, I don't think when he gets in, he can't be the headliner. That's why they didn't let him in this year, because Drew was getting in. Drew's the headliner of this Hall of Fame class. Next year, the Hall of Fame class is going to be Ben Roethlisberger is going to be the headliner. I think they'll let Eli go in the next 2 years, and I think it'll take Russell about four or five times before they let him in. But they got to let another black quarterback into the Hall of Fame. Warren Moon cannot be the only Hall of Fame African-American quarterback when we say the game has changed. Like, we can't say the game has changed and then it hasn't changed. Because
if Russell don't get in, I don't know who the next one is going to get in that's currently playing right now.
Currently playing, because we don't have anybody that's retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's got to be Russ. Like I said, we already know it should be Doug Williams or Donovan McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be okay with Doug Williams, Donovan McNabb, and then Russell Wilson getting in. And then after that, when Lamar Jackson's done playing, I think
Lamar definitely gets in.
Patrick Mahomes gets in. Yeah. And then the other ones, if they don't get in, we got to see how Jalen Hurts' career materialize. Let's see how that goes. But right now, if I was a guy on the committee, I would call up Donovan McNabb. I would call up Doug Williams. And I would really be interested to see if Russell Wilson can get in. Like I said, it's going to take him about 3 or 4 times before he gets in. But I don't know why we can't get these comments come up here. For some odd reason, I got to keep hitting the button. But man, that was our NFL. It was a blockbuster day in the NFL. Myles Garrett going to the Rams from the Cleveland Browns. Jared Verse is going to the Browns. A.J. Brown going over to New England Patriots. Odell Beckham being signed by the Giants, JuJu Smith-Schuster being signed by the Giants, and Russell Wilson leaving football to go be on the CBS team. So there's a lot going on June the 1st in the NFL, which always happens. So this is just a prequel to what we about to experience in about a month or so when the season, when the practices start and the guys coming into camp, and this is the last month you really gonna be with your family. You know how it's gonna be in about a month to 6 weeks. It's going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, before we get our NBA, it's crazy that the NBA Finals is going on, and the NBA Finals is a footnote to what the NFL did. This is what the NFL does. They always come in and take over shit. Like, nobody talked about shit about the NBA Finals. All we talked about was Myles Garrett. But guess what? It's the NBA Finals. And no, this is not 1999. So this is not 1999. We got the New York Knicks, the first time in the finals since 1999. What you say? They partied like it's 1999?
Or like it's 1999, baby.
The San Antonio Spurs back after not winning the championship for 8 years. I feel bad. 8 years is a long time for me not winning the championship. So I'm sorry. But now we got the New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs. Do you realize this was the championship game in the cup, in the mid-season cup? Yeah. So I guess the NBA got it right this time. But so talk to me, man. Before we even get to the finals, you put something up that I want you to speak on. And Chet, your boy Chet Holmgren, 4 points in 33 minutes. And I ain't gonna even tell the other stats. I'm gonna let you say it. Talk to me about your boy Chet.
Well, Chet treated Wemby like Debo from Friday. He was scared of that motherfucker. Every time he looked up and saw Wemby, he's either getting dunked on or scared to shoot. Now, I thought you're a 7-footer as well. Why are you scared of this man? I know Wemby's got all kind of talent. I know that. Wemby's a great player. If he keeps going like he's going, he's going to be one of the best ever. But for you to be the second fiddle on this roster, because everyone else was hurt, and you not show up for SGA, and how you even show your face in the locker room after not trying to help your team out. It's one thing, Jody, to play bad in a game 7. Like Kobe Bryant, they won that championship against the Celtics. Kobe shot terrible in that game, but Kobe shot the rock. He probably went 2 for 15, but Chet only shooting the ball twice, and the only time he shot the balls in the first half, and then shoot the ball the whole second half. What the fuck are you doing? That was embarrassing, bro, to make the amount of money he makes and to not show up for his team like that.
Hold on, before you get on my man Kobe. Kobe still had like 14 or 18 rebounds in that game, though. So
yes, you do other things to help your team.
Other things, but he, like you said, I agree. He was fearless in that situation. He said, "Man, forget all that." Real quick, let me read these comments before I give to the commentary. She said, Kathy said she don't know if he is. The Kingman said he will get in, but it'll be like 4 to 7 years. Donald said, I put Eli before him, and I damn sure don't think Eli is a Hall of Famer at all. Kathy said, what about Randall Cunningham? Yeah, because Randall Cunningham did change the game, so that would be another African-American quarterback that I wouldn't mind getting in.
Yeah.
Or let me rephrase it. Quarterback that should get in. Let's take the African-American quarterback because he was good as anybody. Donald said we have to stop doing this to everything I seen was the NBA he said on the thing I watched, but we always throw something in like nobody is watching it, which continues the narrative that the media does discredit the NBA. Donald, what do you mean on that? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Now this is the thing with Chet. Extremely disappointed in Chet. The whole series, Chet looked like he was afraid the whole series. And this could be a hangover. And that's what I'm scared of. This could be a hangover for years to come. And you know what this remind me of? So you ever watch the Avengers movie? Endgame?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You remember when Thanos beat the fuck out of the Hulk, and Hulk was beating his ass at first, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Thanos said, okay, he laughed, and then he beat the fuck out of him, and then the Hulk never came back out. No more of the fucking Avenger movies. He had a robotic suit like Iron Man for the rest of the movie. Nigga, you the Hulk. That's how I felt like Chet did. I think Chet got his soul snatched, and he just looked like every time he seen Wemby, it looked like he wanted to piss down his leg. And Wemby took it upon himself to make it personal because it been personal since they were young. And remember they was playing over there and Chet won, and Wemby vowed to never let that happen again. Chet, you can't live on what you did when you were a kid. You got to go back and keep making because I think Chet has a ton of fucking talent. Chet has an amazing amount of talent, guys. Let's not say that he can't play basketball. But against Wemby, it did not look like he could play basketball. So,
well, who was the cowardly lion? He's the one that didn't have any heart, right?
Right.
That's what Chet looked like. Joe, it was just I'm watching like this motherfucker is just not going to help his team. Like you said, even the game Kobe played bad. At least he did other things to help the team. Chet wasn't doing shit, bro. It was. I would say, look, man, my offense ain't gonna be today, but I'm gonna do whatever. I got 6 fouls. I'm gonna use all of them on Wemby. This motherfucker ain't dunking on me today. If I gotta take a hard foul, I gotta do something. I gotta help my team out. But he just didn't do anything. Passing up shots. He let the sassy guard, the one from the Sixers, outplay him with the fingernail polish easily. It was just man, watching that game 7. Now, I'm not gonna disrespect the Spurs because they deserve it, man. For a team to be as young as they are to get to where they're at right now, I'm very impressed with them. But Chet not to show up, I know he's having sleepless nights right now. I
just hope that he bounces back from this because now there's a lot of rumors that potentially he's going to be in a deal. That remember a year ago when I said
you said it.
I said if OKC doesn't get past, I think it was the Timberwolves. Was it Timberwolves they were playing?
Yeah.
I said they don't get past the Timberwolves. They're going to make this trade because I think they went 7 games against Timberwolves. Am I right or wrong?
It was the Nuggets. I know the Nuggets.
No, it was one of them teams, Nuggets or the Timberwolves. I said that if they don't do this, Chet is gonna get shipped to Milwaukee for Giannis because that's the missing piece. And remember, Mike was like, nah, he was like, y'all gotta let, and they end up winning the championship. But now we're back in a scenario where if you don't make a move, and every time Chet sees Wemby, who ain't going nowhere no time soon, you can't have a situation where you're trying to figure out if he has a heart to play against a guy that's his same size and damn near the same age. So you're gonna have to make a move, or you're gonna sit back and OKC is gonna continue to be the backliner to the San Antonio Spurs. But real quick, King Ming said they do Randall like they did Roger Craig. How did he get in? And then Donald said Chet out there playing with people's legacy. First thing they say is SGA can't get it done. But I like to say y'all only as good as your player teammates allow you to be shade, perform. But the record role reflect that he did win. No, Shea did not play well in those games. Let's be real. Shea didn't play well against, like, San Antonio bottled him up except for like 2 games in that
game
series.
Game 7 he played really good.
He played good in 7. He played good, I think, 5.
But Joe, I think SGA's issue was in this series, the Spurs have so many goddamn wing defenders they can throw at him, and there's nobody else that can create his own shot on that roster since they had all those hurt players. So they can focus. Hey man, be very aggressive because we got another guy that can come out there. If you pick up 2 quick fouls, got this other guy that can throw him. So it was a perfect matchup for the Spurs defensive wise against SGA, and they know if he gets by them, they got that alien back there that blocks everything from the stand. So it wasn't an issue with them.
So let's discuss the elephant in the room before we even get to the finals matchup. Do you think with everybody calling out SGA in Oklahoma City for flopping, that the referees called that game a little different the last few games of this series, where you seen both teams were able to play a little bit more physical and you didn't see as many free throws shot as you did in prior series with SGA? Did you think that played a factor?
No, I just think the Spurs in that 3-point shot, bro, and that defense they were playing, mostly the 3-pointers. They just knocked down so many clutch shots the last 2 games in that series. I was just impressed with what I saw with them. I don't think it was the flopping or the referee calls. It was just when you making shots, there ain't nothing you can do about that. The Spurs just knocked down threes from everywhere the game 6 and 7. So I think that was a big part of that ending that series.
I think the physicality of the series, I think both teams was able to be physical with one another, and I like that. I like that both teams was able to be physical. I just think that Wemby showed a little bit more heart, because I think we had a game where Wemby only had 4 rebounds. So let's not take that in consideration, where you can't be 7-4 and have 4 rebounds in a game. So I think that this was a series of SGA is going to be back. Let's keep it all the way. SGA is not going nowhere. I mean, you lost in 7, but let's put this in perspective. The San Antonio Spurs think about this. So look at it. The San Antonio Spurs beat a 60-win team 8 times in one season. Think about that. Yeah. They beat a 62-win team 8 times in one season.
Very impressive.
That I don't know if anybody ever done that before.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not taking none away from it. Well, it's. I guess you consider with the whole. They beat them in the cup too, in the semifinals in the cup. So that's an extra time they played them this year. I think
they played 5 times. That's what I'm saying. They played 5 times
in the regular season,
and they won 4. They was 4-1 against them in the regular season. They 4-3. So they beat them 8 out of 8 and 4 this year.
That's abnormal to even play that many times, because especially in the. Well, anyway, we really only supposed to play a team 4 times in the regular season, but they played them 5 because of that. They added an extra game because of the cup semifinals. I think it's when the Spurs beat them, right? Because the Spurs lost in the. I don't know, man. I've been impressed with what I've seen out of these guys. They've been. Everyone likes to say. I've been saying it. I'm pretty sure you said it too, Joe. That you got to wait your turn. You can't go straight from nothing to the championship. Spurs said, "Fuck all that." We ready now, and I've been impressed, man. I thought they were going. I didn't say I was rooting against them. It's just this has not been the norm in the NBA. Unless you build a super team, you got a bunch of really good players like Miami and Boston, those teams. But a bunch of young guys to be doing this, and they're on the way to the finals, and they're favorite to win the finals. I've been very impressed.
This is the thing, and I said it. Everybody like, "Oh, you being a homer." I said it before the season. So I said San Antonio is going to be a problem. And before the playoffs started, what I say, the San Antonio Spurs will be in the finals. And it was people that understood what I said. It was people that jumped on the bandwagon, but in the media, then Kendrick Perkins jumped off. Remember, Kendrick Perkins picks Oklahoma City to beat them in 7. Everybody picked Oklahoma City to beat the Spurs in 7. Where are those people at? Where is the Gilbert Arenas who said after game 1 of the Minnesota series that the San Antonio Spurs was going to lose? Where are these guys at? I need them to step forward.
Everyone was going off that same playbook of what we saw in NBA over the years, that the young teams are going to fold in big moments in the playoffs. That's what we've always seen. From Jordan early days to all these other teams early years, you always have to wait your turn. Even LeBron James, who went to the finals early in his career, but he had some struggles early on when they first made the playoffs. So this is abnormal. I think everyone's just going off, oh, they're going to play Oklahoma City. They won the championship last year. There's no way the Spurs are going to beat them. Spurs, yeah, we're going to beat them too.
Shit. Kathy said the Scarecrow didn't have the brain, so the Tin Man didn't have the heart. So actually, Chet is the
Tin Man. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe
Donald
maybe,
said,
go ahead.
Donald
I'm thinking
said,
about the odds, maybe.
Donald said I'm speaking of Game 7. Wimby wasn't that good either, but they won the series. Won the other to win the championship. Then Kimmy said Knicks in 6 games in a NBA 2K2. Donald said that's another false narrative. The Thunder shot less free throws than any other team in the finals, in the conference finals. That's not what I'm saying, Donald. I said they shot less because of they let them play. That's what I said. They shot less free throws because of the physicality of the series. Now we're talking about both teams. Both teams didn't shoot a lot of free throws in the last 3 games of the series after everybody kept calling the referees out. That's what I was saying. So I wasn't trying to say a narrative about free throws. I was saying that they shot less and started letting them play more physical the last 3 games of the series. Dikemi said, who will be the X factor for both teams? We'll get to that in a second. And Donald said, down 2 starters from the Thunder, but Spurs are deserving without your second best player, going to be hard to beat a team like the Spurs. And then Kathy said, I didn't even know enough to say one way or the other. Then Donald said, remember I said OKC had 0 chance at going back-to-back. Those days are over. Nobody is sitting around letting the same team win over and over again. Donald did say that. He said that some of these formulas only work for 1 year. Milwaukee Bucks, the Oklahoma City now, they didn't go. Boston Celtics. You haven't seen a repeat champion since the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. And you may not see a repeat champion for quite some time, depending on who wins this series. If San Antonio wins this series, they got a real chance of going back-to-back. But even during all the championship runs, San Antonio didn't win a lot of back-to-back championships. I think they only did it once.
They never won back-to-back.
They never won back-to-back? Okay.
No, they went back-to-back years and they played Miami, but they never won. They lost the first year against Miami. They won the second. They never won back-to-back championships.
There was always a few years
They still got fucking 5, though.
We've been to the finals now 7 times.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's if they win this one, they'll be tied with the Bulls for championships, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be tied with the Bulls, and if they win another one, they'd be behind the Lakers and the fucking Celtics for 3rd place all time in championships.
That's crazy work. So
that is crazy, right?
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this series right here at hand. We got the New York Knicks, who've been waiting. It seemed like the Knicks ain't played since last year. I thought that the way that the Knicks haven't played, I thought they was already eliminated or gone to Cancun. They could have went to Cancun and came back. But what do you think about this series, man? We know the nostalgia in this series. 1999, Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston,
Marcus Camby,
Charlie Ward, Kirk Thomas, and the Spurs had Avery Johnson, Sean Elliott, David Robertson, Tim Duncan, Jared Jackson Sr. And you know they had Mario Elliott on that team too. Talk to me about this series, man. Who do you like in game 1? Let's start with game 1.
Well, people are gonna say the rust factor because because the Knicks haven't played in 8 days. I think it is Jody since they last played. Seems like it's been longer than that. And the Spurs are coming off their tough series. And they were celebrating as if they won the championship already, which I get it. They're young. They've never been here. So then to get to this point, they're probably pretty excited. So it's going to be a completely different series playing against the Knicks. But the Spurs are huge favorites in this series, man. Game 1, I'm going to lean towards the Knicks getting the upset in game 1. I'm not saying the Knicks are going to win the series, but I can see the Knicks rolling up in here and Spike Lee sitting courtside and winning game 1 and really get everyone's antennas up all over the world if the Knicks can actually win Game 1, just like the Sixers did when they beat the Lakers in Game 1 back in the early 2000s. I can see the Knicks coming down here and getting that first victory and putting everybody. Ooh, maybe the Knicks can actually do this. We'll see.
No, this is actually a scary series. This is not a series. This is a series that will probably go 7 because the Knicks had the San Antonio Spurs number in the regular season. Last time they played was March, I think it was March something, 26 or something like that, and they beat the fuck out of San Antonio. And the Knicks beat the Spurs for the cup. So this is not unfamiliar territory for New York to beat the Knicks. I mean, New York to beat the Spurs. I think they got – now this is going to be the problem. Mitchell Robertson is out with a broken finger.
I thought he was still play. I thought they said he's still going to play.
He's going to still play with it, but he's not going to be as effective with a broken finger. Like that could be, I don't know. They're gonna need to put Mitchell Robinson on Wemby, and let's see how that goes. Because I don't think they want that cat on Wemby. I think they're gonna want Mitchell Robinson. I think they're gonna probably try to go 2 bigs. But what do you think about what's the X factor in this game for? Let's start with the Knicks. Who is the X factor for the Knicks right now?
OG is the X factor for the Knicks because if he can knock down that 3-pointer, and I think that's the guy they're gonna put on Wemby in spot because he's stronger. He's shorter than Wemby. You ain't got nobody tall as this son bitch. He can push him out of the paint a little bit more. He's more athletic than Cat. Cat got slow feet. I mean, that cat he moves like a wet cat. Does that make sense?
Everybody love wet cat though.
He moves like a wet cat. But I'm gonna go OG as the X factor in this series for the Knicks if they want to have a miracle and win this championship. I'm gonna go on OG with his 3-point shot and his defense on Wemby.
First of all, I got the Spurs winning Game 1. They're gonna win Game 1. It's at home. It's in San Antonio. But secondly, the X factor for the Knicks is Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, since he had that horrific game against the Atlanta Hawks, where I don't think he scored a point, he has been playing fantastic basketball. And when he's hitting shots, it just seems like it electrifies his teammates. He's one of those guys that he's such a limited offensive player. When he do score, the other guy like, shit, if he scored, there ain't no way I can't fucking score. So I think Mikal Bridges is a guy that's a durable guy. If he's hitting that 3-point shot, it seems like he plays better on the defensive end. And I think he's going to be guys they're going to kind of put him on spots against Castle. They can mix him up because he can play he can guard everybody too because the way they play Wemby, he can guard Wemby too. But you'll see him on Stampede because if he gets going from the outside, he's a streak shooter that can fill it up. He's going to be – you can't put him in pick and roll situations because he can guard every position, which the Spurs don't do a lot of pick and rolls. If you notice, the Spurs don't do a lot of pick and rolls like most teams and try to get mismatched because they feel like they got the advantage over any team anyway because of Wemby. Wemby makes it where you feel like you got the mismatch against any team. So I think this Knicks X factor is going to be Mikal Bridges. Can Mikal Bridges give you 15 to 18 points a game? If he does, this is going to be a long series. And they can possibly pull the upset if he can do that. Now, King Mink said the Spurs. He got the Spurs. Kathy said it depends on the player. Larry Bird played with a busted hand. That's Larry Bird. He can play left-handed. That dude played the whole game left-handed. He told him to.
But Mitchell don't shoot anyway, so it ain't gonna be out there shooting the damn rock.
But rebounding, if that ball hits your finger, that shit hurt, man. But I remember I played my freshman year. I played against a school here called Dunbar. So we were playing, and I got fouled, and I hit the ground. Didn't even realize my hand was fucked up. I played the whole game left-handed. Found out I broke my finger and my hand, and that's why it went numb on me. You know, when you got adrenaline rushing, I didn't feel that my hand was broke. My mom was like, "Boy, you played the whole." I said, "Mom, I played the whole game left-handed. Like I played the whole game left-handed. That's how I learned how to use my left."
Hey, Jody, Chet would never.
Yeah, he wouldn't even play with his right. You know when you break your hand, how bad it is when you gotta. Never mind.
We have to learn how to use the other hand.
I became ambidextrous, and it felt like a threesome.
Feel like you were cheating.
Donald said Knicks better win the road. They have the tickets in New York for 100,000. Man, no real fan will be able to get to the game. Really cheer. I think that hurts the Knicks at home. Yeah, because you're going to have nothing but celebrities in the house. There's going to be nothing but celebrities, and it's going to be people that have never been to the game but want to be seen at the NBA Finals. We know Spike going to be there. We know Tracy Morgan going to be there. But who's going to, and Adam Sandler, guys like that, but who's going to be those stars? The Fat Joes will be there. But what are we going to see a 50 Cent going to pop up in there? Are we going to see Jadakiss pop up in there? Like, we're going to see these New York rappers. Is Wu-Tang Clan going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We know Stephen A. Smith is going to be sitting front row, front and center. Jay Kane, the chef, is going to be front and center. You already know. We watching the game together on Wednesday, so that's going to be interesting. But who's the X factor for the San Antonio Spurs?
Oh, I have to go Ron Harper's son. I've been telling you how good this kid is, man. That's the player that's really making the Spurs a special team because they had no business getting that second pick in the draft. We don't want to get into that. But he really makes them special. I think if they knew they were going to get the second pick, they probably wouldn't have brought De'Aaron Fox in there. They probably would have just like, now they owe him all this money. Like, shit. Now we got to rethink this whole thing. We got too many good players now. But I'm gonna go. He's gonna be the X factor coming off the bench. I'm gonna go Ron Harper's son to be my X factor for the Spurs.
I'm gonna go Julian Champisi. This guy is. I just talked about his 3-point shooting. He reminds me of what they used to have when they had the sharpshooter in fucking name Green, when they had Danny Green.
Oh, Danny Green, yeah.
He reminds you a lot of what Danny Green brought to the San Antonio Spurs back when they were winning the championships in 2010s, where he was filling it up from the 3-point land. And this guy can play. He's pretty good defensively as well. But he's a guy that can go for 30 or he'll go for 4. And that's the crazy thing. But I think he played defense. I honestly think he played defense well enough. So I think he will definitely be an X factor for the San Antonio Spurs. They got so many good players.
Oh, yeah.
This Spurs team. And if you look at the roster between the Spurs and the Knicks, they both kind of play similar lineups because they don't go with a conventional power forward. Neither one of the teams have a power forward on their roster. Have you noticed that? Neither one of the teams have a power forward because Mitchell Robinson is considered the center. Cat is considered the center. So when you look at the starting lineup, you're going to have Jalen Brunson at the point. You're going to have Josh Hart at the 2. You're going to have Mikal Bridges at the 3. They're going to play Anunoby at the 4.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have Cat at center. San Antonio going to have De'Aaron Fox. They're going to have Champisi. They're going to have Wemby. They're going to have Castle. And then they're going to have I miss somebody? Fox, Castle, Champisi, Wemby, and I can't think who the hell the starters.
Who's their fifth starter on that roster? Who we forgetting?
I can't believe that because Fox,
Castle start.
Yeah, Fox, Castle, Champisi,
and Wemby. Wemby's so goddamn tall, like he's 2 people.
He's 2 people because it ain't Harrison Barnes no more. It ain't Dylan Harper.
Let me look it up real quick. I don't know.
I can't believe I can't remember. I got a brain freeze. I don't know if I don't get brain freezes. Like I know I put some money on him all the time. So.
Oh, Devin Vassell.
So, yeah, you can forget because sometimes he's a major player, but they got him playing power forward, and I think he's only like 6'7". So we'll see.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a good series, I think. People picking the Spurs, and which I understand because they have so much talent. But this Knicks team, man, something about them, I know they don't get any love because they're in the Eastern Conference. Oh, they played Cleveland. They played this and they played. Look, man, this team is legit. They've been scoring 130 points, seems like a game. So they're gonna, if they can score like that against the Spurs, I think they can make these games very interesting in the finals.
It's gonna be interesting because I think the Knicks are on like a 11 game winning streak in the playoffs.
Yeah, 11 game, yeah.
Now we said Champisi. It was Vassell that was the starter.
Yeah.
What's up, Therese? He said hi, Jody, and all. He said not to change the subject, but the 49ers better get Crosby. They're not gonna get Crosby. They still got Nick Bosa, and they paying Nick Bosa, Warner. They already picked up dudes, a ton of money. So I don't see them getting him.
The 49ers picked up that old ass wide receiver from Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, right?
Yeah, Mike Evans. They got Mike Evans.
They spent their money already on him.
King Mink said, I think Cat will have to step up in a major way. And then the Cat said, I haven't paid attention to the NBA since 2003. I refuse to watch the NBA because of LeBron James. But LeBron James is the one that got them paid though.
Well, people hate LeBron James, boy. I tell you what, man.
It's crazy the effect. But we're looking at the home court advantage of San Antonio. Do you think that it is going to matter as much in this series with San Antonio being getting the home court advantage?
Yes, because the fans here are crazy, brother. So yeah, that stadium. I went to a game towards the end of the season. it gets really, really loud in there, and you know how role players play so much better at home. So yeah, having that extra game didn't help Oklahoma City, but having the extra game at home is definitely a factor in any series. So yeah, I think them having the home court helps them, because I think MSG gonna be loud as well too. The Knicks gonna show up. Their fans, I know they have a lot of celebrities there, but they are real basketball fans. I actually saw some of their celebrities crying on the court when they in the last game. You don't see that shit in LA. I think in New York they really care. They want their team to really win really bad, no matter how much money they got.
Yeah, I think home court is gonna matter.
Yeah,
but I think that the Knicks, like I said, the Knicks are gonna win one game on the road, and I think the Spurs will win one game on the road as well. I think that, but like I said, I think the Spurs are definitely going to be the team to win it all. I mean, I said it. People said, "Oh, they didn't believe me. They said I was a homer." I told people that what the Spurs was going to do, and I don't know why people be doubting what I'm saying. But people thought, "Oh, Joe, do you like the Spurs?" Wait, no. I like the Browns. I said the Browns going to Super Bowl? No. You ain't never heard me say no shit like that. But, man, before we get you guys out of here, man, we got some news. I think this is really big news, and it's going to be on the tennis aspect of it. She said, "I got proof I never liked LeBron James from day one." Listen,
we know you don't like him, Kathy, but we're just trying to figure out why people hate this man so much.
Matter of fact, before I even get to that, why is it that people dislike, like on some real shit? What's the real reason that anybody would dislike a guy that's seemed to be faithful to his husband, seemed to be a great fucking father, a great role model, never been in no trouble? How could you hate a guy like this?
I blame social media for all of this, Jody. Everyone, when they start comparing great players, they really only do this in basketball, and they start. You seem like you have to hate on another person to big up your guy. Like I said, if I'm a Jordan guy, I feel like I have to shit on LeBron, which I don't do. It's like you have to shit on LeBron to prove that Jordan's better, and vice versa. I think social media is the reason why this stuff is going, because had no outside kids. He ain't done nothing wrong his whole career, but play well. He's all-time leading scorer. Like you said, great father, great everything. You would think people would look up to this guy, but people just continue to shit on him like he's not even a legit NBA player. People say he couldn't play in different generations. Come on, man. Let's stop doing this.
Listen, man, I can't. For the life of me, I try to really dissect why people hate LeBron, and I come up with nothing. I could put a formula together, a mathematical, scientific formula together, and I can't find out why you would hate a guy that is the ultimate role model. This guy came from nothing. He came from a single parent household. He came from where he don't even know who his daddy is. He came and he took his mother. He took his mother out the ghetto. He took all his fucking friends. His coach, his high school coach, took him out the hood, put millions of dollars in his coach's pocket. All his friends. He got the dude on ESPN, the whippy dude, the dude that be on ESPN, the white dude. He got him a job over there because he followed him throughout high school. This dude, his boy, Rich Paul, he got him on. He got it where the NBA players are even making the money that they're making because he the one got these guys these TV deals. LeBron James, either they want to see him lose or they want to see him win, but he is the one that is solely responsible for the NBA growth globally, NBA growth far as when it comes to financials, NBA growth where it came to contracts. And this guy opened schools where he came from. This guy has never been in anything with his wife. Not one fucking thing.
Now, married this high school sweetheart, everything.
They trying to say that Drake said something. Okay, who gives the fuck what Drake said? I like Drake, but Drake, you on some hating shit if you say so. Because ain't nobody heard. This dude has been in the spotlight for the last fucking 30 years. Since he was in junior high, they said this dude would have been the first pick of the draft ever since his sophomore year. So his sophomore year in high school, his junior year in high school, they say he could have been the number one pick in the NBA draft. And if he would have came out his freshman year, he would have been a lottery pick still. Do you understand what this dude has done and to never be, and let's not even talk about how great a father he is. Y'all can get mad at LeBron James all the fuck you want about him playing nepotism and getting his son into the NBA. When y'all don't say shit about these GMs bringing their weak ass kids and putting them in the front office of these programs, and they don't know shit about basketball. They don't know shit about football. And I'm going to take it a step further. these motherfuckers that own companies, and you put motherfuckers in charge that don't know shit about the company. And y'all don't get mad. Don't nobody get fucking mad about none of that shit. But as soon as LeBron James flexes his power that he has earned to get his son. I don't give a fuck his son ain't no fucking good. I don't give a fuck. Get Bryce in that motherfucker too, because he's solely responsible for a lot of these motherfuckers putting food on their goddamn table. And motherfuckers got the nerve to not like LeBron James. Man, get the fuck out of here.
They don't have a good reason. I'm telling you, bro, they don't have a good reason. Oh, he flops. Everybody fucking flops. LeBron didn't invent flopping in the NBA. This shit flopping been going on since the 80s. This is not nothing new. It's just the way people hate, man. It's just crazy to me.
And King Mick said, Jody, put your glasses back on.
Put your glasses back on.
No, but I'm not going against Kathy. Kathy, if you got that's cool. I'm saying it from a general perspective. This dude ain't done nothing. I don't. It's like and I love Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan was a piece of shit off the court.
His teammates even said that.
I mean, let's be real. This nigga gambled. This nigga cheated on his wife, got divorced. I mean, his kids, he don't really fuck with his kids like that. Come on, bro. Like,
but Jordan came up in the generation before social media, so all this shit that we say about him, we didn't really know all of this till later on. Now we know all this shit. But if Jordan would have been playing today's era, they would be calling him Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Harris, some of the shit he used to do.
And like I said, you could be right. I just can't really put my finger on why, man. I just think that LeBron. People say, well, he lied about reading books. Okay, who ain't lied?
Who cares about that? That's nothing. That's petty shit.
How many politicians lie all the time? How many?
Oh yeah.
How many? Our president fucking lies. Like, come on, man. Our fucking president of the United States lies, but that's cool. He got gas prices, and I know it's higher in Texas, but in Ohio, his gas prices hovering around $4.50 to $5 a gallon. That's unfucking heard of.
They that high over there?
Hell yeah,
bro. Jody, I put gas in my truck the other day and I paid $3.65, and I was all excited. I said, "Oh, look at that! I got myself a discount."
Now think about it. I run a trucking company.
Oh, so damn.
Regular gas, okay, here is hovering anywhere. It's been as low as $3.65 and then got as much as $4.99. But I got to get diesel for my trucks.
Diesel is even more.
Listen to this. Every time my truck fill up, and I got two of them, they spend $300 every time to fill up, and they got to fill up at least once a day. So y'all put that in perspective of where my fucking money going in my business. So you think and when I started my business, they could fill up for $150. So come on, man.
Now, does that mean I don't want to talk about all your business on here, but you have to charge more for deliveries when gas? Okay.
Yeah, they give us more. Everything. So what they do is, if anybody want to get in trucking, I can get your own business. But they charge us. So now we used to get like $1.80 a mile. They giving us like $2.40 a mile.
Yeah.
So my goal is to get like the big boys, and they getting $3.20, $3.50 a mile. That's what I'm looking for. And then I'll be making some real. I'll be off of fries and I'll be on lettuce, and that's where the big bucks come over there.
Hey Joe, you'll be on the register in no time, huh?
Hey. Kathy said, "Look, I don't like Michael Jordan either." She said her dude is Larry Bird. Listen, Kathy.
Kathy, you can have love for all of them. That's my point. They're all great players. You don't have to. I don't know why people have to hate a player because you like another player. You can show all these great players love. That's how I look at it. I mean, they're great players. They're great players.
I love Larry Bird too, though.
Larry Bird was great too. Yeah,
that motherfucker was special. Larry Bird. That motherfucker was good. King Mix said, I lied a lot. My side chick, auntie, every time she leaves. What the fuck? And then Kathy said in California, it's $6 and diesel $7. So I send my trucks out to California. I never do it again. Man, I spent more. So they're like, hey, we're going to pick up a load from Texas and send it and we're going to give you normally a good rate. Give me about $4,000 for the trip. They're like, we're going to give you $4,300. Bro, I spent $3,000 on gas.
Hey, Joey, have you? I know you just getting started this. Have you looked into the electric trucks yet?
Nah, I'm just trying to pay these motherfuckers off.
You know what I'm saying? No, because I mean, eventually everything's gonna go electric. I mean, maybe not right now, but eventually it's gonna be everything really.
Oh yeah, eventually, man. When I get my fleet of trucks, man, I'm gonna be the George Jefferson of the ghetto. You know? Hey, Kimmy said, Kathy, why do you like him? Like, period, LOL. And then Donald said, I think Bird was the second best player in the 80s, but they never talk about Holmes scoring 8 points in 2 straight finals games. Ooh. Sometimes, hey, you can't be great every fucking game.
Yeah, everybody got an off day. Sometimes you bust quicker than what you want to. You
Yo,
know what I'm saying?
crazy
Sometimes you get in there. Hey, Jody, sometimes you talking about gas. Sometimes you get in there, you put $3 on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
sorry,
before I get you guys out of here, we gotta talk about this. So, and Serena Williams has said she wants to make a comeback back to the tennis world. She's been out of tennis for about 4 or 5 years now, close to. It seems like an eternity, but we know she's the best female athlete, in my opinion, maybe of all time. What do you think about Serena making a comeback after losing so much weight? She's a very thin Serena Williams now. What do you think about her making this comeback?
Well, maybe that's good for her knees because that body was super thick, boy, thicker than cold peanut butter, thicker than cold. Now she's skinny mini. I mean, it is what it is. She's a mom now. I think she has 2 girls. Maybe her girls, one of her oldest girl, maybe she never really seen her mom play tennis. I do remember Serena winning tournaments while she was pregnant the first time. So if she gets in shape, I'm not going to doubt that she can't do it. Maybe losing that weight will help her long term, or maybe she lose some of her power. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to see what she actually does if she can actually come back and be competitive.
I'm gonna be honest. As much as I want to see it, I think there's a lot of young, exciting young women tennis players that I want to see and not let the spotlight go off of them. Because as soon as Serena come back, that's all we're gonna be talking about. Coco. We're not gonna be talking about these young ladies that are really, really good. We're gonna go right to Serena, and I think Serena had her time. And I don't want her to come back because if she loses, there's 1,000,001 excuses already built in for her. If she comes back, well, she lost too much weight. And not saying that she had tarnished her legacy, but you have already done it. Like you're the #1 women's player of all time. Maybe, like I said, not just one of the best female athletes of all time. She's one of the best athletes of all time. And I don't think she has anything to prove by coming back and sitting out the game for 4 to 5 years. I don't want to see her come back. I would like for her to stay where she is, be a mother, maybe come and coach the game, perhaps, maybe be a mentor to some of these young ladies. But I think coming back, so I don't like it. So what do you think?
Well, the only thing about tennis other than golf, they don't have a senior tour. You know, in golf, they got a senior tour. So if you get a little bit older, you just play against people in your age group. And tennis, you're going to go out here, you're going to play against the best in the world. So it's not going to be easy, but she's still Serena Williams. Like you said, I don't want to see her going out there struggling. Like you said, if she does struggle, well, I've been retired. I really don't need to be doing this. But tennis probably wants her because that's going to definitely help ratings. If Tiger Woods can never get out of rehab, you think they don't want Tiger Woods back out there? You don't think they don't want Tiger? They want Tiger back because Tiger brings money. Same thing with Serena.
I get it. Just like King said Jasmine Sullivan, she lost a lot of weight also.
She sure did. I saw her at the Jay-Z concert. She looked really skinny.
I don't like when women lose weight like that. I like them thicker than a Snicker, man.
Yes, sir.
Who I don't know who told everybody being skinny is the end thing. I like women with some meat on their goddamn bones. And you know how motherfucking women be like, I like y'all with y'all salt and pepper. We like y'all thick as fuck.
Yes, sir.
We like y'all thicker than a motherfucker. We like y'all thicker than gumbo. Like we like that shit. Like I ain't never heard a woman that was thick that had a problem keeping a man. I'm gonna be real with you.
You don't want to lay in the bed next to a skeleton. You want a little something there to keep you warm at night.
Motherfucker laying in the bed with Chet Holmgren and shit.
hey, Jody, Chet still ain't gonna perform.
he gonna have ED. And that's what Kathy made a good point. She said Boris tried to come back in the 90s. In tennis is different. Now, if she would have made a comeback like in a year, but like 4 to 5 year layoff, if she, like I said, if she loses, and then if she loses, it's gonna be excuses. But if you play against a lot of these younger players, they're gonna be starstruck. I'm playing against my idol. So I don't know, man. I like Serena just staying and being what she is, because I don't want the younger generation to think that she's not the greatest that ever did it. That's what we got with, like, it's probably people looking at Phillip Rivers like, that nigga trash. No, he wasn't. But if you younger, you might think that Phillip Rivers is trash.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? People think that Shaq is trash. I'm like, nigga, no, he's not. Like, people don't like this thing about your son. Your son didn't get to see my son. They didn't get to see Shaq in Orlando. They didn't get to see Shaq when he first got to the Lakers. They seen Shaq when he played for the Celtics
and the Cavs.
So, you know, like, they didn't get to see Tracy McGrady when he was playing with the Orlando. They seen Tracy McGrady with the Spurs. You know, you see what I'm saying? And I think sometimes they seen KG playing with the Brooklyn Nets. They didn't see KG in Minnesota. So it's just like a lot of times, I think for nostalgia purposes and for your legacy purpose, you don't want to see them come. Like when Michael Jordan, just think about the people that saw Michael Jordan only play for the Wizards.
Yeah. They never saw the MJ from the 90s. Hey, Jody, you know, speaking of Tracy McGrady, Tracy McGrady was talking one of the closeout games. Oh, when Oklahoma City tried to close out the Spurs here in Game 6, he was like, yeah, closeout game. I was like, nigga, what you know about a closeout game? You don't close nobody out. I was like, oh, okay, Tracy, me and you closed out the same amount of series. I'm sorry, bro.
Cause that motherfucker, he against Orlando when when he was in Orlando, they was up on Detroit 3-1, and you lost that series.
That nigga never closed out a series, bro.
No,
Jody,
they didn't.
When he was playing for the Rockets, right? Him and Yao Ming, they were up 3-0 on my Mavericks. They won the first 2 games in Dallas, and they won Game 3 in Houston. They didn't win. No, I'm sorry, they were up 2-0. They won the first 2 games in Dallas, and we ended up coming back and winning the series. So he don't know shit about closing out nobody.
Yeah, the closest he ever had. He didn't even close out when he was in San Antonio because we lost.
They lost
Game 7. Remember, we lost game.
Y'all
with him on the roster.
Jackson.
With him on the roster, we lost Game 7.
Y'all should have kept Steven Jackson. Y'all probably won that fucking championship.
I think so, but we lost. He just don't. Tracy McGrady in Game 7s are fucking taboo. We keep talking about James Harden, nigga. Tracy McGrady, you fucked it up in San. It was your bad JuJu that made us lose that game where we was up in Game 6 and they pushing the goddamn trophy they were pushing the trophy out.
I know, bro. It was crazy, bro. Jordan, I had to watch Game 7 without most of my family down here that live here, they're Spurs fans. I had to watch that Game 7 with them, and bro, the whole time we shouldn't be fucking playing. This shit should be over. That's what they were saying the whole game. Which it was a lot of truth to that, man. But, you know, like I said, man, like we talked about commentators yesterday. The other day I heard Reggie Miller. Sometimes some of his shit's kind of shaky, too. He was like, oh, look at that dunk by Wemby. His elbow is above the rim. I said, motherfucker, his head is above. That's not that impressive. This motherfucker already 7'7". So where's elbows above the rim? That's so easy. Means on the tippy toes. Relax, Reggie. Relax.
Yeah, Reggie Miller. Wasn't Reggie Miller in the dunk contest one time?
Reggie?
I think Reggie was. I think Ray Allen was in the dunk contest.
I can see Ray Allen. I couldn't see Reggie in it.
I want to say he got it. I'm not sure on that one. But I know Allen Houston was in the dunk contest and Ray Allen was in the dunk contest. But you'll be surprised on some of these people that was in the dunk contest back in the day just to get in it, just to say they were in it. And the three-point contest as well. Because Michael Jordan had got into the three-point contest. I think he hit 6 shots. But yeah, man. Great show today. Our sponsor, of course, today is Michael Wright, attorney at law. Once again, call Mike, man. If you got any legal problems in all 50 states, don't just let it be for just Ohio. He can reach out all across the country. Don't be afraid to give him a call if you got any legal problems. And you can just call Michael Wright. His number is 937-222-7477. Don't be afraid to use that number. If you got any legal problems, he can help you out. Any city, any state in America. But yeah, man, great show. But before we get out of here, so you got to get your final thought before you get out. You know that, right?
Oh, yes, sir. Final thought is I've been watching some college softball. I'm seeing my Lady Longhorns advance. Maybe we can get the back-to-back championships. These my Texas girls out here doing, they can do what the guys can't do, kind of like the soccer teams. We'll get into that another day. But they have a rule in softball that a starting pitcher, you can bring her out of the game for a couple of innings and put her back in there. Isn't that interesting? I think Major League Baseball should do that. If you take her, if she comes out of the game, let's say the 4th inning, you can give her a rest. Only thing is, when she goes back in the game, she has to be in that same batting order. You can't change up the batting order. If she was batting 5th in the lineup, she has to stay 5th. Other than that, she can come back in the game. I think Major League Baseball should do that. What if you got a starting pitcher you know what? I'm gonna give you the first 4 innings, and I'll rest you up, and I'll put you in as closer towards the end of the game. I think that's pretty interesting.
That's different, I think. But at the major league level, you risk a lot of injuries once they cool down.
You think so?
Like far as pitchers,
yeah.
You know, if they cool down, that's why they got to have that 5-day rest, or they supposed to, unless it's the playoffs. So that's interesting, very interesting. But I think the health will come into play, and I think the Players Association will probably be like, no, we're not gonna put a guy like that throw 100 miles an hour back into the game and he's not warmed up properly. You see what I'm saying? So I think but it's a good thought. Trust me, I would love to see it, but I think injuries will come into play. And people won't give a fuck if they want to win a game. They'll put Randy Johnson back in the game after he done threw 10 straight 105-mile-an-hour pass. Put him back in there.
The big unit.
Yo, hold on, wait. Yo, I just realized this nigga name. You can't say his name nowadays. The big unit. I'm gonna change my name to the big unit, man. That's what.
And they were making fun of the nickname that they called Jalen Brunson. They said, "I'm not calling this nigga Big Body Brunson. That's a questionable. I'm not calling him that. We gotta give him a different nickname. Big Body."
But now on, when I get on here, my name is gonna be Jody the Big Unit Coleman.
The big unit.
Yo, that's crazy work though. If you think about, you cannot say pause. Fucking pause. But yeah. Hey man, my final thought is this, man. As we get closer, it's June the 1st. You know how close we are to college football?
Oh yeah.
And the significance of this season, and there's no clear-cut favorite. There's not one team that you can look at and be like, okay, Indiana won last year, but you don't look at Indiana as being this repeat. They can repeat, but you don't look at them as have the favorite to repeat. Ohio State got a very difficult schedule. Michigan got a new head coach. Texas, let's see. They haven't been able to really win big games, but we'll see. Georgia, we don't know. They haven't been the same Georgia the last few years when they were rolling over people and when they went back-to-back championships. Alabama definitely ain't the same team, not under Nick Saban's tutelage. And I'm naming some teams. USC, we don't know. It's just I'm so intrigued about this season because we can really have a season where a team make the playoffs with 3 losses. Mm-hmm. And I really believe it's going to be 2 teams that make the playoffs with 3 losses. So, and my final thought is, who are going to be those 3 teams, and who are they going to have to lose to where you let those teams in? And I'm talking about multiple teams. I ain't talking about teams that win the conference. I'm talking about teams that literally at large are going to have 3 losses, and you're gonna not be able to. If Ohio State got 3 losses, you're not going to deny Ohio State getting in because they got to play Michigan, they got to play Indiana, they got to play Texas. That's 3 good-ass teams that's going to be in top 25. Hey, I can't wait for the season. And this could be a season Ohio State can lose more than 3 games in the regular season. I'm scared.
You know, Jody, not only that, man, the way they have the tournament set up now in college football, sometimes it's about a hot team. Look at the Miami Hurricanes. Everybody was doubting them even getting into the playoff, but they got hot at the right time and damn, they won the whole damn thing. So it's kind of like in NFL. You get hot at the right time going into the playoffs. You just get in the tournament. Just like Ohio State did a few years ago. People doubted them. They didn't make the conference tournament championship game and went straight to the championship and kicked everybody's ass. So it's about getting hot at the right time. So you're right. We'll see. It might be a three-team team that lose 3 games, win a championship one day. And
it's crazy because I think styles makes fights.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times, you're not playing everybody. And I always say this, and I'm going to say this before I leave. Kimmy said, wow, Rich Paul compared LeBron James and Muhammad Ali. Now, he's out of pocket for that. He's not.
He said some other shit, too, that we can get into on the next show.
Talk about that later. And then Kathy said she can't wait for football season. But this is what I say when it comes to football. College football, to be exact. They don't play everybody. They able to duck so many opponents. And you hope and pray that the team that matches up extremely well with you loses to somebody else that you match up well with. And I think that's why Ohio State was able to run the table the year they won a championship, because I think Michigan could have beat them again. I think Michigan could have beat them again in that season. And Michigan never even made the tournament. And people, they like, Jody, what do you mean? Yeah, Michigan dominated us physically for 5 fucking years, 4 years. Yeah. 4 years. They dominated us physically. And we had no answer until last year. So I'm like, in college basketball, you can't duck nobody. You can't duck nobody in the NFL. You can't duck nobody in the NBA. You can't duck nobody in baseball, but you can duck teams in college football.
Yeah, true. When you make your own schedule, you can definitely do that.
And plus Ohio State, if we struggle, and I'm using Ohio State because that's my team, but if you struggle with SEC teams, all you got to do is not play them. That's your remedy. Just don't play SEC schools where you struggle until you got enough firepower to beat them. Look at what's going on with USC. USC can't beat no fucking body. And USC to beat everybody. It wasn't nobody that could beat USC when they had Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart.
Well, they got Jason's favorite coach. They got Lincoln Riley out there fucking up their team. Don't know what the fuck he do.
You're going to make Jason pop out of nowhere. But, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, even with, it's like, okay, if I'm Texas, remember what Texas said last year. Remember, they said, guess what? We just won't play the Ohio States of the world. We won't play the Michigans of the world. We'll just not play them. We would have been in the playoffs. And I think Texas would have been better than a lot of teams that got in. Because remember, Texas got hot at the end of the year. Arch Manning started getting it going, and the defense started playing lights out again. I don't like that college football allows their teams to duck teams. But so, before I get you out of here, because I love this topic right here. And remember I said this. I said, why don't they take the scheduling out of the AD's hands and make it like the NFL? And you got to play a first place schedule. If you're a playoff team, you play a playoff team schedule. And what I mean by that, you got to play the top teams from those conferences. Instead of letting you just play against fucking Citadel. No, if you win the Big Ten, you got to play the winner of the ACC, and you got to play the winner of the Big 12, and you got to play the winner of the SEC.
And so that's never going to happen, probably, Jordan, because in college football, every loss is so scrutinized, and if you lose a game, that might knock you out of the playoffs. So that's why they built in these cupcake games. That team they know damn well ain't gonna win. They need as many wins they can get into the tournament. So I don't see that happening in college football. I really don't.
It won't, but I'm talking about from a practical standpoint.
Yeah.
You keep letting ADs make the schedules. Like, that's crazy work. They make a schedule like Ohio State plays at Alabama home and home, I think, start next year.
Yeah.
We finished up with Texas this year. Then next year we start playing a home and home with Alabama. But now you play Alabama. That's not the same Alabama team that we should have been fucking playing in the 2010s when Nick Saban was there. That's the Alabama I wanted to play against. Even though we was 1-2 against them, we beat them in the playoffs, and then we got shellacked 2 other times against them. I would rather play against the Georgias, where we only lost by 3 points or 2 points in the championship game. I want to play against those teams to see where I'm at. But if you ducking every fucking body, and then when you get to the playoffs and get your ass whooped, like Ohio State for years was getting their ass whooped in the playoffs. Clemson beat us 30-0, bro. You remember that shit.
Yeah.
Because we wasn't playing nobody. When your best team that you're playing is Michigan, and Michigan ain't even sniffing the playoffs, how are you getting better?
I don't know. I think they make so much money by advancing in these tournament games. I think sometimes I don't think they really care that much. You think, like, every year the Longhorns play UTSA in football. UTSA has not a chance in hell of beating Texas, but the UTSA knows, shit, we'll get $5 million, get our ass whooped. That's worth it. So I think that it's a win-win kind of for both schools, and they get another easy win on the record to hopefully get them to the tournament.
But the scary thing about this, and it's gonna be my last thing, you keep giving UTSA $5 million, they're gonna be able to use that to get them a quarterback, and then they're gonna fuck around and beat y'all, and it's gonna be the Appalachian State against Michigan situation. The teams that are the high-powered teams got more to lose than the teams, like you said, UTSA supposed to get their ass whooped. But if they win, that's going to be monumental news, and that can hurt your recruiting.
No, because since it's legal to pay players now, they've already went to these smaller schools and just take players because, look, that 3-star, he's playing like a 5-star. How much UTSA paying you? $200,000. Yeah, we give you that per week. Come on down here and be a Longhorn. That's just the way it is now in college sports, which is big fish eat little fish, man. I don't really like it that much, but that's how it is in business. It's business now. It's kind of basically professional football, if you ask me.
Matter of fact, I got a second final thought today, and you just gave me a reason why to say it. Hey, all you guys out there that's playing high school football right now, do not worry about getting recruited by the Ohio States, the Texas, the Alabamas, the Auburns, the USCs of the world. Go ahead and go to UTSA. Go ahead and go to Toledo. Go ahead and go to Kent State. You want to know why? Because guess what? I know guys that are playing basketball and football that after their first or second year are transferring, making more money than the guys that's on the roster because you balled out at those schools.
Yep.
Do not frown upon you going to a smaller school. Accept that smaller school, go get better, go get faster, become the most dominant player on the field or on the court, because your payday will be here sooner than you think. And it may be better because you're going into a situation where they already recruiting you as a grown man, so to speak, and already developed, whether you've been a project coming in, even if you're a 4 or 5 star recruit. So don't be disappointed if you don't get that scholarship from North Carolina basketball, Duke, or Kentucky or Kansas, or on football field at Alabama's, Ohio State's, and Michigan's. Go to that school that wants you and go ball the fuck out. Because if you're a quarterback, you can ball out. If you're a running back, they're going to give you the ball. And if you're a receiver, they're going to find ways to put the ball in the hand. And, of course, if you're on defense, find the ball and hit. You'll get your payday.
Great point, Joe. It just a case in point. Think about Trinidad Chamberlain, what he's done. He went from a really small school. Now he's at the SEC school. Going to probably be a Heisman finalist this year. So, yeah, you can start small and work your way up to a bigger school. That's for damn sure. He might be
the first pick, or at least the first quarterback off the board. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Everybody like Arch Manning, but
you never know. You're right.
We'll see. But hey, great show as usual, man. I got my brother Jarrell Soul on Sports Glenn all the way from San Antonio, Texas, in the building. I'm Jody, the Big Unit Coleman.
Yeah, get the T-shirt that Big Unit.
Hey, I'm changing my name to the Big Unit. Y'all got to call me that too. Hey, I'm the host of Against the Grain Sports Podcast, Uncut. Man, we here representing our boy Michael, the People Chat Perry, that's on vacation. Ray Morning, this is a barber. Lindsay, who will be back. You seen him back on another show. He'll be back. He's going to pop in here on the shows, of course. You got Jason, the hefty lefty, my little brother, out here doing his AAU thing with my nephew. It's his senior year, Peanut senior year. So you really, really need to get him, and you got to be hands-on. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Now. Andrew mic'd up. He doing his AAU thing. He doing his daddy duties, of course. Donald, the voice of the youth, he's at work. He can only do Saturday shows. So when we didn't do the show Saturday, he wasn't able to get on here, but he'll be on here this Saturday because we guarantee to have a show this Saturday. And we can't do nothing on this show. So without our man, our boy, Jay Kane, the chef, cooking it up in the kitchen. Talked to him yesterday. We're going to be watching the game on Wednesday. I'm gonna fix some food, and we're going to make it happen, man.
He going to be, hey, Joey, he going to be all nicked out?
He ain't got nothing but Nick gear, so I got to go get me a new San Antonio Spurs shirt.
I want to see a picture of him with a Patrick Ewing jersey.
He got one.
I know he does.
He got one. I think he got a Spreewell shirt. He got a Spreewell one too. So I'm gonna go make sure I got a San Antonio Spurs. We're gonna take a picture. We're gonna post it.
Yes, sir.
My man King Mink said, "Great show." When you guys, they'll be back. They'll be back real soon. We'll be back on the air. We won't do another show. I don't think until Saturday though. We won't do another show till Saturday. We'll talk about what's going on. So we're gonna start doing shows. We're gonna start picking our shows back up. We're gonna start doing shows 3 to 4 and 5 times a week, 6 times a week, like we used to. But right now we're only doing them because the summer months we want everybody to enjoy the weather and their family. So we're only gonna do 2 shows a week. But don't worry, we will get back to 5 to 7 shows very, very soon because football is right around the corner. Hey, so what we doing till tomorrow, man?
We working, baby.
See y'all later. Kathy, she said, see y'all later. Had a great show. Now I got to go play some Keno cards. Hey, good shout out to Kathy, man. That's our girl, the big time supporter. We see y'all on Saturday, 11 a.m. Peace.